All right, well, I saw the Belko Experiment. Now, this was another $5 million movie.
I got to ask this because this really, when I saw the trailer, did this feel like because James Gunn is so successful now, one of the scripts he had in his trunk that couldn't get made 10 years ago, and then he just kind of sold it off?
It might be, but I mean, I don't know. He as he said, he dropped out of directing, and Greg McLean ended up directing it. And Greg McLean has done, he's done The Darkness. He's done some Wolf Creek episodes, and he did Rogue. He's kind of a low budget, somewhat horror thriller type guy. And apparently James Gunn dropped out because he didn't like the level of violence, and he was going through a tough divorce from The Office's Jenna Fisher.
So he didn't like the level of violence in the divorce?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. He was just like,
not enough.
Yeah. I need a break.
How much am I going to lose?
Yeah. So this movie is a cross between The Purge and The Raid and Battle Royale. I felt like I was watching, if you ever saw Battle Royale from 2000.
First of all, love all those movies.
Yes. I saw the trailer for this and was like, yeah, like, let's do this. And so it's very much a kind of like in The Purge has the social commentary of society and what human nature. But this movie is all about corporations manipulating us into forcing us into have to do awful things.
So it's a documentary.
It is a documentary. It's what's happening in America right now. I mean, if you look at this, so America has the single greatest collection of wealth in the history of mankind, and yet over half of this country is barely getting by because it hasn't been dispersed properly. And you've got whatever, crime, stress. America, and it's relevant to this film because in the beginning of the movie, the Belko
Shades of the Hunger Games, really.
Yes, for sure. The beginning, it takes place in Colombia. And so they've all been flown in. They're mainly Americans. There's like one Brit that have been flown in for this job. And the Belko company is a non-for-profit. And so they all think they're doing this noble work. And it's in Colombia. And so they're lining up to go to work, and there's higher security that day. And then, wow, why are the Colombians being sent home? So it's kind of an indictment of American corporatization, American globalization, and how Americans we're a little bit culpable because we're just a part of this consumer machine. And so it has the if you look at, there's been studies like Americans are the least, we have the most money, but we're the least happy. We, like we're more stressed out, and mainly because we got to work so much and minimum wage doesn't pay your bills. And all that sort of stuff is kind of infused into this movie a little bit. On top of then there's just crazy Purge style, the Raid fighting.
This is the one when
violence.
The building like closes and it's like
They're
you
locked
have a half hour to kill a bunch of people.
Right. So there's this moral dilemma. The first thing happens, the building locks up, and the voice of God comes on and says, you got to kill like 2 people in the next 30 minutes, otherwise, and they don't. And so then now they're pitted against each other. There's 80 of you in the building, 30 of you are going to die immediately. And there's some stuff in there that's a little like you really got to suspend your disbelief. There's a little bit of that.
I think going in, you would know that, though.
I feel like that's most movies.
Yeah. But this, exactly. If you're going in and there's a company that's going to lock people into a building and make them have to kill each other, and none of their families are going to ask what happened. Like no one's going to go, hey, where's my son or daughter? Or, so.
You're already on board.
You're already on board.
Yeah.
So those things are minor. And then there's just crazy stuff that happens. And you see, it's very intentional. The director does a great job. When they're all in the office and they're all just nice and playing around office and everyone's all friendly, and then slowly as the company makes it worse and worse,
some pieces of Lord of the Flies then too. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting excited to see this now.
I would recommend watching it. It's a lot of fun, and it's not just
So mainly though, it's about James Gunn's divorce.
Sure. But yeah, so I think it's worth seeing. I mean, if you liked Purge, if you liked Battle Royale, if you liked the Raid, I think you'll like this.
Okay.
I think you'll like this a lot. And I guess they ended the film with there's going to be a second one. I think they
I
basically.
love when they build sequels into the first movies. Just the confidence in yourself.
It is. They're like, we did this for $5 million. If it makes $50 million or more, there's another one coming.